Growing up in Memphis during the era of the King assassination meant being socialized to the ins and outs of white domination without having to learn a single word of it. Growing up, I heard from my grandmother, who was from the Mississippi Delta, the importance of certain customs of the South, and that to be black and ignore these customs was to invite danger to yourself and your front door. I got life-saving bits of knowledge about power with a capital P, and that for black folk in a struggle for survival, understanding the ways of white folks could be the difference between a full belly and an empty one, a house that was warm and secure, and one that was firebombed by Knight Rider. The sensitivity was acute, the powers of observation keen, and reflexes razor sharp. Essential tools in the daily calculus of providing for a family, getting to and from a job unmolested, conducting a business transaction, enjoying a Sunday evening outing without incident. My people were steeped in the rituals of domination. Proper performance was essential to safety, health, and well-being because they knew how important it was for generations that they hold out and hold on. Lessons were passed down. The necessity of compliance was clear. However, that never meant that resistance and subversion weren't also employed at every opportunity. Like water wearing down stone, black resistance to white domination was deployed in the cracks, corroding the base, exploiting the weaknesses, holding a mirror to the lies. Black resistance deflected the foul oppressiveness of whiteness and broadcasted its indecency to the world, daring anyone with integrity and a conscience to wrestle with its moral bankruptcy, its deeply perverted nature, its insidiousness. It is a cancer on our society. But much more malignant is white supremacy. Its amoral, toxic omnipresence. Its ordinariness and take it for granted nature grip our country in a death-dealing culture that is largely ignorant of the corrupt systems that govern it. We have created pretty, elaborate bandages, but the fetid, long-festering ulcers they conceal will surely kill us all unless we wrap our brains around the enormity and urgency of the task. Talking about the task before us is more than semantics. For some of us, it is literally life and death. True conspirators in the struggle to end racism must know this. It's not simply a matter of choosing the least offensive term to soothe fragile sensibilities of would-be white pseudo-allies.
Microaggression.
How about micro inequities?
White fragility.
Well, that's a little tricky.
Those who might lend an ear or a hand to this work occasionally, as long as they don't have to hear anything too objectionable, grapple with any information too challenging, or risk anything too significant, how much more plain can it be? We are a gentle, angry people who value democracy, civility, and the conventional path to right relations. What more could any racially marginalized person ask? Yes, I know you mean well. I know you're good people. I realize you would have voted for Obama a third time. I know you grow your heirloom tomatoes with fertilizer from your backyard chicken coops. I know you're vegan because meat is murder and there's a Black Lives Matter sign in your yard, on your backpack, in your car window, on the side of your church building because it's the right thing to do. I know you're standing on the side of or answering the call of love. I know how proud you are to live in a city with a gay, lesbian, trans, queer mayor, councilperson, judge, sheriff, and I know how small your carbon footprint is. All of that is fine, just fine. But I also know that you have a deep dis-ease and misunderstanding of what racism is and how it operates to disempower, oppress, or erase people of color in general and black people in particular. I know your unconscious bias and your lack of stamina in handling the cognitive dissonance that comes with unmasking the true purpose of race and whiteness in this society. I know that deep fragility has been a stumbling block to your full recognition of my humanity and to the reclamation of your own. The truth is this: precision in language is necessary to the success of our anti-racism work. There is no easy ramp up, no beginner's course, there are no training wheels and no bunny slope. It is vital that white-skinned folk muscle up and work up to speed immediately. Yes, you were born into big systems that you didn't invent, as Peggy McIntosh states, but you're here now with privilege and full capacity for understanding, growth, and change. For those of us historically outside the circle of we, differences between white dominance and white supremacy are not hard to see. For those whose socialization in whiteness has rendered these distinctions invisible, I offer the following examples. White domination is a black woman and a white woman walking toward each other on a sidewalk, with the black woman knowing she must step into the dusty street to allow the white woman, who will not acknowledge her presence, to pass in comfort. And white supremacy is the slap, the kick, punch, or venomously hurled epithet she knows she can expect, with no path to justice after that assault if she does not. White domination is a black sharecropper and a white plantation owner talking about crop prices, while the black man resolutely keeps his own eyes lowered to the ground during the conversation, because he knows if he looks a white man in the eye, he will be labeled an uppity nigger and perceived as a threat. And white supremacy is that white man having the absolute power to forcefully evict said uppity nigger and his entire family off the farm with no notice, no settlement of accounts, and no payment of monies owed to the black man for his labor or the loss of his crop. White domination is a black man knowing that he must never, under any circumstances, look at, speak to, or even think about a white woman, much less actually touch one. White supremacy is a 14-year-old black boy's body recovered from the Tallahatchie River, beaten beyond recognition, shot through the head, castrated and drowned with a cotton gin fan wrapped around his neck with barbed wire for the words, "Bye, baby." Instead of punishment, the perpetrators of this evil boastfully enrich themselves, selling a detailed account of their crime to a national magazine. White domination is when white police officers, who are supposed to serve and protect, shoot an unarmed young black man dead in cold blood for holding a cell phone in his grandmother's backyard. White supremacy is when they get away with it. For our children's sake, enough is enough. Sometimes a decision to commit really is that simple. Every day that justice-loving, white-skinned folk delay, debate, discern, or deflect is a day some black person somewhere dies needlessly. The precision of white supremacy is as sharp as a surgeon's scalpel. It is as blunt as a police officer's truncheon. And the unholy truth of it all is that unchecked, it will most certainly destroy white-skinned folk as well. Ignore it at your peril.
My God.